After so many requests, I have finally managed to get my hands on it, the RTX 2070. I was literally camping the marketplace like crazy, and when it finally popped up, I've paid 150 euros for this 2018 monster, which is kinda crazy to think that the RTX 2070 is almost 8 years old at this point. Like, was it just me who thought it is like 5 to 6 years old, but not 8? Anyways, because I got it for 150, can it potentially be the best value GPU for this exact budget? Because to be fair, not a lot of people are looking for it, as the regular RTX 3060 overshadow it and go all day long for over 200 euros even used, and because of its rarity, at least here, this might genuinely be an underrated gem. So despite it being 8 years old and having 8 gigs of VRAM, should you buy the RTX 2070? Starting off by making Fortnite gamers happy, we managed to achieve a very solid figure on 1440p medium with the SR on medium, and by dropping to 1080p we saw a pretty decent increase in FPS. So just to get this out of the way, Fortnite gets a big pass in our playability test today. Now, is Arc Raiders able to play natively on 1440p? And to make matters more interesting, we'll do it on epic settings, and the answer is pretty debatable. If you're fine with your FPS sitting between 40 and 50, that's not a problem, though if you want to get at least 60 and still use 1440p, you have to turn on the DLSS on either performance or balanced, and both ways you're going to get consistent 60 plus FPS. Though luckily for 1080p users, it doesn't require DLSS to achieve good frame rates, as it beat 1440p with DLSS in numbers by quite a big margin. Though my fun sort of ended on Black Myth Wukong, cause 1440p was quite a disaster, to be fully honest with you guys. We first tried 1440p high with DLSS on 75% and we got back 45-ish FPS. You might think that 45 FPS in a game like Wukong isn't that bad. Well, it was also quite stuttery. Well, the CPU was barely crossing 10 to 15% of utilization. So what we did next is we lowered the settings to medium, and that seemed to fix most of our issues with stuttering and slightly improved our performance to achieve that 60 FPS figure. And for 1080p users, you can easily enjoy high settings without any problems, and since DLSS is very adjustable in this game, you can push it down a tiny bit, like to 70 or 80%, and achieve 60 FPS figure as well. Now, you know, I'm not going to harass the 2070 when it comes to Stalker 2, cause booting in with 1440p and medium settings, it for sure didn't go that bad at all. In fact, it actually quite left me surprised, because I'm getting 50 FPS on this game, and it isn't the easiest thing to run without maxing out DLSS. 1080p was sitting on 60 FPS most of the time in the heaviest area of the map, so Stalker 2 on our 2070 isn't a problem at all. And now it's Warzone time, guys, and thankfully Warzone is playable on maxed out 1440p without any problems. Like 75 plus FPS is generally pretty good, although as per usual, people will come to complain that they're not achieving 5 billion FPS on a 150 euro graphics card, but here we face reality and not dreams. So speaking for the 1080p folk, if you drop any setting even a tiny bit down, you'll be achieving 100 FPS plus without any doubts. Battlefield 6 on the highest settings though just wouldn't be possible neither on 1440p or 1080p. Like, if you wish to play this game on the best 8K Pro Max fancy god graphics, you're just out of luck, bro. Because if you want to have a semi-decent experience on 1440p, you must drop the settings down to high, and for 1080p users it's a lot better though, because on high settings the GPU is able to get over 80 FPS, which is for sure better than 50. Although if you want to play this game and only this game, I would recommend for you to go with a GPU that has more than 8 gigs of VRAM, because VRAM is a major problem holding you back in this game. CS2 though performed pretty well on both 1440p medium and 1080p medium, because the 2070 is easily able to handle this game as long as you have a somewhat decent decent CPU. So something like a Ryzen 5 5600 or an i5 14400F should give you very close to these numbers. Now, Marvel Rivals is somewhat different because it requires a good GPU and a good CPU to get a good gaming session, or like even somewhat good gaming session, because for some reason the performance is worse than we built the €200 Marvel Rivals PC, but yeah, that's another topic. But fortunately for us, the 2070 is good enough to squeeze out around 80 FPS, and if you would go lower with the settings and turn on the LSS, you will for sure squeeze out at least 120. So, is the RTX 2070 the best €150 GPU? Well, I can tell you that I definitely would take it over the RX 6600 XT, which costs around the same, and yeah, that's for sure. Though it isn't really meant to be a 1440p card. Of course, like, it can play every single new game with the settings on medium or even sometimes higher without any problems, and even without the LSS because it's sometimes not needed. But where it really shines is 1080p. Like, if you are still on a 1080p monitor, this card doesn't feel like it has aged a single day. So if you can snipe a good deal on this GPU, then feel free to get one. It's still a really good upgrade from most 10 series GPUs, and it really does a solid job in 2026. Besides that, you don't need a monster of a CPU for it to perform as well, so something like a Ryzen 5 5600 is going to do the job just fine, considering that you're looking for a solid budget build. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Cheap Bastard out.